blame, you let it.
I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some Eshare, stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some Eshare, stick it in the ballroom. E-Pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Taking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these nodes feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the front, feeling like the goal. Don't worry about the haters, not the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Some Eshare, stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some Eshare, stick it in the ballroom.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP.Money. My name is AJ, I am the team lead here, and this is our live AMA. We come at you live twice a week, usually Mondays and Thursdays. Obviously today is Tuesday, I had to reschedule because I got an amazing in-person award last night. I was awarded the Cultural Ambassador of the Year here in South Florida for our county and all the work that I do in the nonprofit sector with supporting artists. So I appreciate all of you giving me the ability to reschedule. And now we're here to talk all about EMP, a really exciting AMA. We're going to go over all the Fusion announcements that we made earlier this week, or last week rather. We have a special guest, Cody, joining us again. And as always, I'm joined by my co-host with the most, LA. How are you?
I'm good. I've been feeling so pumped and excited for tonight's AMA. Oh my goodness.
Yes, no doubt. The ecosystem has been on fire. Again, you can see the price of Eshare, the price of EMP. Things are looking very healthy. I think a lot of people are super intrigued for what the future holds, and they are getting more and more confident that EMP will be able to deliver on everything that we say everything we said we will do from day one. So yeah, I think the future is bright. Again, not financial advice. We are not financial advisors. No expectation of profit from the work of others, and everything that we say here is simply just code on the internet. But yeah, LA, the ecosystem is looking really healthy, and I think there's a new fire in the belly of the community for sure.
So big congratulations on this award. Tell us about it. Oof, was it something you expected, or tell us the story?
Totally. So it was a big surprise, actually. I went with my mom. My wife stayed home with the kids, and my mom, for some of you that know, I know. Big shout out to all the moms out there. She's been, I call her my momager, or my success enabler, because she has really helped me, in my real life businesses, on the day-to-day management of everything. And so I thought she was getting the award, and come to find out, I go and they were presenting it to me. So pretty amazing, and they only give it out once every 2 years. So pretty amazing, and it was outstanding cultural ambassador of the year. So I'll post some pictures in the Telegram afterwards. But yeah, as a lot of you know, I have a whole another life outside of crypto. Involved in the arts and having a music venue and one of the largest continuous murals in South Florida, over 900 feet long. We do a lot of nonprofit work supporting artists, not only visual artists, but performing artists as well. So, lots and lots going on. And again, appreciate all of you being flexible, on having to reschedule some things. But yeah, I'm more excited about, Fusion than getting an award, I think. But, yeah, it was a great night, and thank you all for the kind words, in the chat for sure. But, LA, I know, we have a lot going on, but before we get to that, do we want to go over the L1X pre-sale success, before we get into Fusion?
For sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
it
Oh
was
my
pretty
goodness.
amazing, huh? $2.4 million raised. I know, again, it takes a village, to run EMP, and I just want to publicly acknowledge, LA for all her amazing work behind the scenes. LA, you kept me busy for a whole month, straight, and, with 2.4 million raised, that goes to show nobody can raise money in crypto like we can. So again, much love to you for all your hard work, but pretty amazing, huh?
Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm just so excited for everyone who got in. I was talking to some friends over the weekend and just trying to explain to them in the simplest terms possible what this opportunity is and what it means for the future. And I mean, of course, part of the time they looked like they were talking to an alien, but
For sure. Yeah.
but I think they could tell just how excited I was about the opportunity and what it means for my future, our future, all of us. And I'm just so excited for, oh my God, sorry, this alarm. I'm just so excited for each and every one of us who had the opportunity to get in. I'm so excited about even those of you who may have missed out on it, just everyone who's in EMP and what it means for the future of all of us who are in EMP and with us building the decks. And just all of the opportunity, and not only that, just how it's going to change crypto as we know it today. So
Yeah, no, I
it's
couldn't agree more. Pretty bullish. And again, like you said, it's an opportunity for all of us that some of us may not have another opportunity. Again, I can count on one hand the amount of, layer ones that I've even had the ability to be involved in, let alone at a pre-sale price. Again, getting in the same price as a venture capitalist would, it's just so much, potential for what we've seen. And I know, we're already working, we're way ahead of schedule in terms of what the decks will be. I know a lot of you are interested in hearing, the alpha on what the name of the decks will be, as well as, getting our socials up and running, for that, so we can start getting the word out. All that will be coming soon. Again, we've been running nonstop, so we're taking, a day or two of a little bit of a break, so we can regroup. Again, Jake with Dex Finance, he was traveling as well, but we have a big week ahead of us in terms of the Dex. And yeah, L1X is on schedule too. So just a little more housekeeping with L1X. I know a lot of you have been asking about the NFTs. Um, they are going through all that now, and we're told that they will be distributed before April 10th. So again, once we get the word that they have all been distributed, you'll be able to check and see. And then if you did not get them, we'll be able to open up a ticket, to make sure that you get it, as well. And then the prize, for the giveaway, again, there was also, 100,000, L1X being given away, as well. That drawing will occur, between the week of the 10th and the 16th. So again, you'll have plenty of time to make sure that you got your NFT and that you qualify for, that drawing. And again, L1X is handling all of that, so please join their Discord, as well. They'll be giving more info. They have a smart contract set up to draw the winner, at random. So yeah, that's not something EMP, or Dex Finance will do. But yeah, I mean, overall, an amazing success. Again, $2.4 million, and in a matter of, a week. I think, what, at the very end, I'm sorry, in a matter of a month, but at the very end, LA, we raised about 400,000 in one day, right? On the last day, pretty
oh
incredible.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I remember back I don't know how many months ago, because months are just, I mean, equivalents of time are not the same in crypto as they are in regular life anymore. So I have no
Totally.
idea how many months ago, but let's say maybe like 5 months ago, we raised $600,000 for something, and we thought it was just incredible. And um, then we nearly did that in one day. So it just goes to show that, like a fine wine, EMP only gets better with time.
I love it. Absolutely, yes. And who knows? The next opportunity, we can probably raise even more, but hopefully there is no other need. I know that was the fun thing we were joking around in the VIP group. Somebody said, what's next? Well, the whole idea is that with L1X and the revenue that the DEX is able to produce for EMP and having Fusion up and running, there will not have to be another raise moving forward. But we're always looking for opportunities, and we'll let you know what we find. I do have, again, I get probably 20 emails a day about people that want to partner with EMP. So we go through, we do our due diligence, and if it's something that we think can bring value, then we explore it. Again, any good partnership is a give and take on both sides. But right now, Fusion is our 100% priority. And then again, Dex Finance was already well underway building out the Dex itself. Once our Jake, is done with Fusion, we'll also be moving some resources to help build that Dex. And we get full support from Layer 1 as well, Layer 1X and their engineers. So again, everything is looking way ahead of schedule, and hopefully by this summer we are seeing a successful launch, not only of the DEX but of the chain as well. So, all right, anything else you're going to go over in terms of L1X before we get into Fusion and introduce our new best friend, LA? Yeah.
I think we're good to move on and introduce the guest of honor.
All right, awesome. Well, a lot of you have heard from him already from the last AMA, but Cody, are you there, my friend?
I sure am.
Awesome, brother. Well, thanks for joining us. As always, again, Cody has been instrumental in helping us develop Fusion. He is one of the brightest minds I know, a very, very successful person outside of crypto and now inside of crypto as well, and an expert on game theory and token economics. So we're excited for what we have put together. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the graphic again. And then we're just going to reiterate a lot of what we said on the last AMA. We'll try to answer a few more questions and give some clarity on some things we may have gone over, not as in depth as we could have. I know we're already getting questions as well. So as we're going over this, feel free to type your question in the YouTube live chat or on Telegram. And we will answer it if we can. Again, a lot of things we may not be able to answer because there's a very specific order that we're releasing this information. But if we can clarify something, I'm happy to do it while we're all together. So, all right, give me 1 second here while I pull it up. Cody, if there's anything you want to add before we get started, or LA, feel free while I get the
While
graphic
you're
up.
doing that, I just want to do the token. Please like and subscribe. We've got 70 people watching tonight, which may be one of our all-time highs. So if there's anyone new watching tonight, welcome to the EMP community. And make sure to subscribe so you can get notifications when we go live every Monday and Thursday, typically at 6:45 Eastern. But please like the stream tonight so we can keep this party rolling.
Awesome. Yes, thank you, Ella. You're a better YouTuber than I am. I always forget to tell people what to do. Like, comment, and yeah, again, all the support on the YouTube channel also, directly supports EMP. We are monetized now, so all the ad revenue is used to support the EMP ecosystem as well. So, all right, awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and read through these, and then Cody, again, brother, feel free to interrupt me or add anything as we go. But and we did update the graphic a little bit as well. So we're working on the white paper. Again, I mean it's been finished for months, but we've been trying to really make it a lot more simple. So the white paper will be a lot more infographic heavy. I think a lot of people are used to white papers, that are all text-based. But we're doing something different with the EMP Fusion white paper, and so we're working on finishing all that up now. And this, just like this infographic, it will make it a lot easier to understand how this all plays out, not just a bunch of words on a screen. So that's what will be next. And again, we'll be giving more and more alpha as we go. We're still really, really close. We're in final testing, and then the last part is, again, just hooking everything up, making sure it's working. So we still don't have a date for all of you, but again, we'll let you know whatever date we do announce as the launch, that will be 100% the launch date of Fusion. And there is one event in between now and the actual launch that will be really important as well. But again, we're not ready to really release that yet until people are super comfortable with how Fusion will operate and are prepared, on what they need to be doing. So, all right, the first step here, again, a lot of you have been asking, what is the difference between the central grid and the microgrid? So everything starts around the central grid. So the central grid, again, for lack of a better comparison, is really the heart of the new system. And, we had said, it's almost as if it's a new form of the boardroom. The way the boardroom operates now will not function in the same way. We're moving to protocol-owned emissions, and so all of this is determined by the central grid. So you deposit your EMP into a high-yield APR single stake pool. So again, you'll be single staking your EMP into this pool. That pool pays out a daily energy reward. Rewards are paid out at the end and start of an epoch. As of right now, an epoch will be every 24 hours. That may change as we go, but again, that's a little more alpha for you. It will be on a daily basis, and then they're distributed to all investors based on their individual share of ownership in the pool. So again, the idea is to get your ownership of the central grid as high as possible to earn more and more energy. And so a lot of you were asking about energy and eShare. So here is a breakdown of what that will work out like. Energy powers Fusion and is essentially eShare under the hood. Or another way of saying it is energy is the illiquid version of eShare. So eShare will still function as a token, but energy is what will be, again, part of the actual Fusion ecosystem. And then eShare is the transactional token of the ecosystem as a whole. So you'll earn energy as rewards for your stakes in the central grid, and you can also use your eShare to buy energy. So again, think about how the auto compounders work, like Magik or YieldWolf or Beefy. You will again have your share of the central grid every day. That will earn you more eShare or energy in this case, and then that energy can be spent in our marketplace. So again, I'm purchasing eShares now and trading it in for an instant power pack. Again, what will lead to more energy. So there will be different power packs and batteries that can only be purchased with eShare, and so that will also give you a potential multiplier or bonus based on your microgrid, which we'll talk about next. But again, that's a high-level overview. A little more info on how energy and eShare will play in. But Cody, I don't know if you want to elaborate a little more, and then we can take some questions on the central grid.
Yeah, I think you made a good point. Like the central grid is now kind of morphing into an evolved boardroom, right? We're moving from the old seigniorage protocol type of thing into something brand new that's never been kind of done before. Obviously, single stake is not new, but what we're doing with it is, and I'm definitely excited for that. And to add to your point, like there are definitely some things that are coming out over the next little while until we launch this, and now with everybody that's on here, it's a great opportunity. If you're unclear about anything of these 4 steps or phases, definitely ask us, because now is the time to do it. Because once we start rolling things out, that snowball has started down the hill and it's going to be hard to stop. So
Totally. No, absolutely, Cody. And yeah, to elaborate a little bit on what Cody said about, the single staking, single asset staking, I know a lot of people, have been trying to kind of already put the wheels in motion and have said, well, should I unpair my LP? How does that play in? And so, again, as of right now, we are not recommending that you unpair your LP. The protocol itself, EMP Fusion, will have liquidity, and it will be protocol-owned liquidity as well as protocol-owned emissions. So we'll still have massive liquidity, even though we're kind of moving into this more single EMP staking. But the idea is that, again, you're gonna you'll be good either way. So why not earn in the meantime, rather than unpairing your LP. So that's not financial advice. There's a lot of ways that you can potentially play this. But I don't want people to think, man, I'm going to miss out, or I need to just unpair my LP and just have the liquid EMP side. All parts of the ecosystem will be accounted for. So nobody will be left in the dust when we finally move into Fusion. And again, maybe you do want to play it like that. And again, it's not going to be a detriment to the protocol either, because even in a scenario where everybody unpaired their LP, that means that there's less liquidity, which again, that isn't necessarily a good thing. But that does make it easier to recover peg. So it's not going to be a situation, that would break the protocol. We're trying to be as objective as possible through all this. So again, don't feel like you have to break your LP to get as much EMP as possible. Liquid EMP will be, essentially the same as your LPs. And again, all this will make more sense when we're able to release the next part of this. But yeah, I don't know if you want to elaborate on that, Ellie. I know you've been getting a lot of questions
Yeah.
about that, and then Cody, if you can maybe clarify for sure. But
I just want to say, like, when we've been behind the scenes on these calls and kind of going back and forth about how we should do things, our mission has been, how can we do this in a way that will be as seamless as possible for everyone so that they can continue earning all the way until Fusion launches? And this will be as easy and seamless as possible for everyone in the community to transition into Fusion. And so that's what, we've been able to put into motion. And so that's why we're saying that you're not going to need to break your LPs. You're not going to have to make any drastic moves to get out of the positions that you're currently in and start shifting everything around. We've taken the moves for you and done the planning. And, that's why it's taken numerous calls of going back and forth and putting everyone's minds together and figuring out the best ways to go about doing things so that we can make sure that when it comes time to do the next step, which we're alluding to, it will be seamless and easy and simple. And so we want you to continue being able to earn, and that's why we are suggesting this. It's up to you what is best for you, and so you can choose whatever path you'd like to take, but there's no requirement to shift anything around in order to get into Fusion.
totally, and that's a great point. And Cody, I'd love to hear your take on this too. But before I forget, I think LA said that perfectly. And again, just to put people's mindset in the right place, I think it's less about managing the positions that you already have in EMP. I think people are getting caught up on, min-maxing their, what they're doing with their positions they already own. What you really want to be focusing on is making sure that you have enough EMP and eShare. And again, that's not a call to invest. Never invest more than you can afford. It's not, trying to get you to load up. It's just this may be the best chance that you get to get EMP at these prices, as well as eShare. And so, if you're comfortable with the amount of EMP and eShare that you have, then great. All you have to do is sit back and earn until Fusion goes live. But there are going to be people that are competing and pushing and shoving to get more ownership of the central grid. And the only way to have more ownership of the central grid, aka ownership of EMP as a protocol, is to make sure you have, as much EMP and eShare that you can possibly have. So, yeah, Cody, you want to add to that? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pull a bull and use a metaphor here.
I love it. All right, yes.
So,
Yeah, man.
so for everybody wondering if they need to back out and pull out of and unpair their LP and stuff like this, I'm gonna say this: it's not a Black Friday fire sale. If you've been a good actor, if you've been doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're good. Just take a step back, take a deep breath, and just relax, right? The ones
Totally.
that are going to be in panic mode are the ones that have been selling and dumping eShare and EMP, because they're going to be trying to buy it off of the open market. And as we all know, it's gone up quite a bit since we made this announcement. So kudos to everybody that's holding, and good luck to everybody that's trying to buy off the open market right now.
I love it, Cody. Absolutely perfect. Again, pulling a bull. Yeah, we've turned bull into an adjective. So yeah, and it's true. I mean, the people, and that was the whole point of the design of the way that we are going to roll this out, is that it's supposed to reward those of you that have been, accumulating, and been these. Again, I'm trying to get away from good actor, bad actor comparisons, but smart investors that have, utilize their EMP positions to yield and to actually produce the way that the system intended, those people are in a great position when it comes to fusion. And those that have been dumping EMP the whole time, that just claim from nodes or, reactor detonator and just sell their positions, they're the ones that are now going to be scrambling to get EMP and eShare, buying it back again, to be able to get the rewards that EMP Fusion will eventually generate. So, yeah, great recap. All right, so let's go to number 2. Again, if there is a question, just please feel free to type it, and then we'll do all the questions at the end. But I already see a few that we can definitely go over. So if it is a question we can't, I'll just unfortunately have to leave that for a later AMA. But all right, so we talked about the central grid again, how energy and eShare are parts of that system. And another analogy, really quick, again to pull a bull, energy and eShare. So another way to look at it is energy is the tickets that you would have at an arcade. So say you go to an arcade, you're not buying that stuffed animal with dollars. You usually have to play a game and then redeem for a prize with tickets. So again, that is an illiquid version of a currency that is part of the game system. Or again, Monopoly. Maybe that's a good analogy. Monopoly money. You're not using actual dollars, but it has value and representation. And so eShare is the only way to get that energy by buying it outside of earning it. So again, that's just another thing to think of. Energy will not be a BEP20 token It will all be self-contained within the protocol. And even similar to, I know a lot of you are in Splinterlands. Well, Splinterlands, energy is essentially the credits of Splinterlands. So you can, but instead of being able to buy credits with any token, the only token you'll be able to use is eShare. So that is a major, major use case for eShare, and will have a great price impact. The more people that are buying eShare to get, these multipliers or battery packs or power packs on the marketplace. So, all right. I think that is it for that. Let's go to number two. The we talked about the central grid. Now we're going to talk about the microgrid. So the microgrid is a unique NFT wallet that collects your daily energy ROI and then distributes. So your microgrid will be the NFT that you hold that represents your ownership of the central grid. So it's a easy, automatic. Again, we talked about auto compounding and a very hands-off approach where the microgrid will be doing that for you all 24/7. Again, collecting the energy throughout the day, and so it will also store your energy, and depending on the battery packs or batteries that you have, that will determine how much energy you'll be able to store in your microgrid. So microgrids also provide investors the ability to use EMP products to create their own unique strategies to build passive income streams, participate in new opportunities, and rapidly scale their overall investment seamlessly. So again, this is going to do wonders for PEG as well, because now if you wanted to exit EMP, all you have to do is sell your microgrid, and you never ever have to sell EMP itself. So, and again, we did have some people ask if they'd be able to break up their microgrid into smaller portions. That is something that we're looking into. So, if you are a whale in the ecosystem, you may be able to sell them off in smaller chunks. Again, there may be a fee associated with that, but that will do wonders in terms of essentially eliminating sell pressure on EMP because it will all be contained within that NFT. So yeah, go ahead, Cody. You want to elaborate on that as well?
Yeah, and again, we mentioned this before, is that the microgrid was really set up to accommodate and cater to the different investors at the different stages that they're at. Meaning, if you're a new investor coming into crypto for the very first time and you chose EMP, you're able to kind of really play around with the different types of passive incomes that you can make for yourself. It's the individual game of the microgrid versus the central game, which is more team play, right? But in that same sense too, is that it can cater all the way up to a person like AJ that's been around for years and years and knows crypto in and out. This is a way for him to really optimize his passive income streams that he's making. And that's where we kind of came up with the infinite passive income loop, right? Because there are endless possibilities of different ways that you can mix and match and do this and do that with it. I got to be careful what I say, but to be able to to be able to create these different income streams, which are, that's your play. And the we've mentioned this before, is just that it really does remove the prisoner's dilemma game and really puts into more of an individual game that you get to play with yourself in that fashion, that you can design it, you can play it however which way you want.
Yep, absolutely, Cody. And again, I know we discussed the permanent prisoner's dilemma in the last AMA. Again, if you're not familiar with what that is, definitely look it up. But the overall gist of that is we don't want to have a system that relies on the actions of other players to basically negatively impact you as an investor. And, it's a big deal in a lot of DeFi protocols, not even talking about seigniorage protocols, just DeFi protocols in general. You're so reliant on, the actions of the community as a whole, the anti-FUD mechanisms, I mean, again, we can see how incredibly uh, negative FUD can impact a project. Then people start panicking, they sell. All of that is human error and human emotions that are controlling a protocol. Well, with EMP Fusion, we have designed this to literally eliminate all of that. And we used the word last week called guardrails. We've really built in these guardrails that, that allow, even if you have no idea what you're doing and you even try to be a malicious actor in EMP Fusion, there's nothing that you could possibly do to hurt the ecosystem. And that is just so bullish for a protocol because, again, you're eliminating the human error, you're getting rid of all the negative emotions that usually lead to negative price movement, and you're building a system that is not reliant on, the positronomics or the momentum of an ecosystem. You're building an ecosystem that's reliant on the revenue that it generates. And again, through our treasury, through having EMP Fusion be its own marketplace, which we'll talk about next, through the DEX, all of those things are real revenue that will support EMP Fusion long term without having to worry about, new users or new money. And the fact that we will have new users and new money because EMP Fusion, is going to be a major step forward. That's just the icing on the cake, in terms of growth and user adoption. So really exciting stuff. And we all of this was purposely and meticulously planned, to have a foolproof system set up. Again, we said it before, where it will not only help us recover PEG, but then maintain PEG and really make it bulletproof. As the whole ecosystem moves forward. So, all right, awesome, great recap. Ella, anything you want to add to that before we move on to number 3?
No, I think you guys are doing a great job and you've been really thorough. So you covered all the bases there.
Awesome.
I'm just working on copying down all the questions so they're ready for you.
All right, yep, perfect. Go ahead,
I think there's one other thing we should add, and this is like one of my favorite things about designing this as well and working with the team to improve it, is that Fusion allows investors to basically remove that whole 365 multiplier component from the ecosystem, and it actually makes it so that their EMP investment becomes that infinite money loop. I mean, that's huge because I don't know, like I love being around, but tapping out at 365 and trying to figure out where to go from there. There's been other projects that I've been in and have studied as well that people are creating lots and lots of multiple different wallets to avoid the 365. Here, you don't need to do that. Pile all your money into one wallet and run with it. Go.
Totally. No, great points, Cody. And again, there's some more alpha for you guys. It pays to, it pays to pay attention. That's another thing. We get a lot of messages on Discord. People are like, man, I want to hear more about Fusion. Well, come to one of the AMAs, hear it from us first. You have to invest in your investment and pay attention. So yeah, there is no more cap on earning with EMP Fusion. There's no need to have to worry about these multiple wallet strategies that we've seen in a lot of other passive income platforms. The idea is that we just build a better system that is much more sustainable and again distributes the income based on your ownership of the protocol. So really bullish for that as well. And yeah, like Cody said, you can pile it on. And again, it's not a sunk cost either because, at any moment you could sell your NFT. And that, again, whether it's all in one go or you want to break it up into smaller NFTs, all of that is also a way to exit without ever hurting the protocol whatsoever. And again, that is very rare in DeFi in general, let alone seigniorage protocols. So, all right, number 3 is buyback and build. So, Fusion introduces a superior new mechanism into the EMP ecosystem. The primary goal of the microgrid is to keep building and basically your ownership of the central grid. All unclaimed energy is used to purchase more EMP, and it's auto distributed for you to increase your existing balance. So again, the best comparison I can make with number 3 here is the entire protocol will act as an auto compounder. So I know there was some confusion with Detonator and Reactor. We're again, everybody tries to get the alpha out. At the current moment, we're still working on an auto compounding option for Detonator and Reactor specifically, or all Detonator as a service projects. But again, wouldn't it be cool if maybe a battery would solve that? Again, I'm not saying that will happen. I'm just simply trying to give you guys some vision. However, the protocol as a whole will be an auto compounder. So just by having your share in the central grid, again, owning your microgrid, the emissions, so just like you earn Eshare in the farm now, you will be earning energy for having a stake in the ecosystem. So, and that is something that happens purely passively every day. So you don't have to worry about compounding or checking in. You simply earn energy based on how much ownership of the overall protocol that you have. So that's another reason we keep saying you want to have your microgrid as large as possible because that means you'll be earning as much energy as possible as well. So again, Cody, please feel free to elaborate, and LA as well.
We'll let ladies go first.
I'm going to let you go first because I'm just doing something for a second.
No problem. So yeah, I think a good analogy to this is everybody is pretty familiar with what happens in the detonator reactor when you miss an epoch, right? It basically goes into rollover. You don't lose it. It just goes in and it extends another day, right? Well, the buyback and build is a little bit different in the sense that it will, instead of doing the rollover for another day, it literally takes the leftover energy, takes it to the marketplace, and buys EMP to redeposit into the central grid to increase your percentage of ownership. So if you miss out, if you don't have enough batteries to capture everything, wink, wink, that might be, a problem that you may want to kind of resolve for the next epoch. So it is really just meant to keep your energy working for you 24/7, which should any passive income stream that you want. It should be making money for you while you're asleep, while you're away, while you're at work, while you're spending time with your family at Disneyland, right? It's got to be working for you 24/7, and that's what the buyback and build is all about.
I love it. Yes, we have to be earning while we're at Disney. That was a prerequisite that I told Cody when we were building this. So and Birdie agrees. I'm sure you guys can hear her in the background. So apologies for the background noise. But yeah, again, that will play into the game theory of Fusion big time. So to elaborate on what Cody said, unlike Detonator and Reactor, that when the rollover or epoch happens, you're basically out those earnings unless you've claimed or compound. You don't lose those earnings, but it does delay your ROI. Well, in Fusion, the earning happens nonstop 24/7, and if you don't have enough batteries to capture the energy, and again use it to go into or cash out in ETH or USDC or Bitcoin, whatever you want. Again, that's another amazing part of Fusion. You'll be able to earn any crypto that you want. And so, but say you weren't able to have enough, batteries to capture that energy. Well, the leftover energy, it doesn't just evaporate into outer space. It actually is applied to your again your central grid. I'm sorry, your microgrid, and actually gives you more ownership in the protocol. So there could be another strategy. Maybe you're more focused on auto compounding. Well, and building your share. So if you're a minnow, maybe this would be a good strategy for you. Is that you don't even have to worry about batteries. You let all your energy compound and slowly build your ownership in the protocol by again allowing the energy simply to just go to build your share of the central grid through making your microgrid even bigger. So there's a ton of different ways that you can play it, but no matter what you do, none of your rewards are ever lost. They all go to continually building your position or allowing you the means to cash out of the ecosystem as well. So that is something truly revolutionary, and what we're super excited about. And another thing that if that wasn't good enough, but wait, there's more, right, Cody? That means there is constant buying pressure on EMP again because that energy or eShare rewards will be going to buying more EMP LP that represent your ownership of the protocol under the hood. So again, you don't ever have to worry about that. As a user, all you have to worry about is eShare, or I'm sorry, energy and EMP. But under the hood, that is doing wonders for the peg, for our liquidity, for the ecosystem as a whole, and making it again a win-win for everybody involved. So yeah, does that make sense? Hopefully that made sense, because that's really important to understand. And maybe Cody, will you go over a little bit of what we mean by under the hood for a minute? You do a great analogy with the race car for sure. So yeah.
Yeah. So what I mean by under the hood is there's a lot of moving components that are just rabbit holes that people don't have to necessarily go down. They basically just need to be able to know that they can get into their car, put the key in the ignition, and start, right? And it'll get them from point A to point B. That's what I'm referring to. And my background is in user experience around software and stuff like that. And so those are the things that we try to look for, are ways that we can simplify the whole user experience, so that not only is it easy to use, but it's easy to kind of get you from point A to point B without really having to sit in the passenger seat with you, giving you step-by-step and directions of turn left, turn right, go forward, that kind of stuff. And so that's what I mean by under the hood. And in reverse to that, we are keeping a lot of this under the hood for right now, because a lot of the stuff that we're going to be introducing is truly revolutionary to the crypto space. The user experience stuff that we're working on, the way things interact seamlessly and cohesive together, makes it so that we don't necessarily want to reveal everything at this point, so that competitors can try to reverse engineer what we're trying to do, and because we definitely want to be first to market on this. Is that a good enough explanation for you?
Perfect, Cody. Absolutely, brother. I wouldn't expect anything less, my friend. So, yeah. And again, everything I don't want it to ever come across as if we're thinking of things on the fly. This is literally broken down, to the sentence of what we have built. We're purposely being vague. Again, to Cody's point on what happens not only under the hood, but a lot of mechanisms that we have built, because we truly feel this will be an amazing solution for even other DeFi protocols moving forward. And we've teased this before as well, but we absolutely could offer this as a software as a service to other protocols, because to Cody's point, we've seen a lot of people try to reverse engineer not only the detonator but other parts of our protocol. And no matter how talented you are, it's still very difficult to reverse engineer something. All of those attempts have failed miserably. And so again, once we get this established, we are a first market mover and have that first market advantage, first to market advantage, then we can actually offer this as a service as well. So, all right, awesome stuff. LA, anything you want to add that we've need to clarify? We'll do one more step here in number 4, and then we can go over questions. But was there anything so far, or anything you want to add? Go ahead.
You guys are good. I'm just gonna let you move on.
All right, perfect. So again, step number 4, we will end on this, is the EMP Marketplace. So again, this is super bullish for what we're building. And so EMP Fusion is essentially a giant marketplace as well. So in Fusion, all transactions happen in the marketplace. Here, investors will use their earned or purchased energy to buy NFTs for their microgrid, exchange for stable tokens, or deposit into EMP.DOS products. Likewise, marketplaces now allow investors to sell their unwanted EMP ecosystem items. Again, the EMP Marketplace will only accept Eshare as a payment form. So, to my point, not only are you now able to freely enter and exit your positions in the protocol, whether it's your DOS positions, or even cashing out for other for Ethereum or any stable token of your choice. All of this will now be an option, and because it's a marketplace, it's also a revenue stream for EMP Fusion itself. So there will be a small fee on all these transactions that will be distributed again to all of you that own part of the central grid. So EMP Fusion, not only do we have amazing revenue streams built in to reward EMP Fusion, but EMP Fusion is actually able to make its own revenue stream that, again, it just blows my mind because that is insanely sustainable moving forward. So even if all the other outside revenue streams went away or died, the revenue streams from Fusion itself will help the ecosystem forever. So again, just so incredibly sustainable based on the revenue sharing. So Cody, again, do you want to elaborate on any of the marketplace items? Or yeah, go ahead.
Sure. I'm feeling a little need to drop a little alpha right
All
now.
right, here we go. I love it. Go ahead, brother. Yeah.
We've got some people watching, so now's a good time, right? So with the marketplace, just to build upon what AJ just shared, basically because it can stand on its own 2 feet and it is its own revenue generator, people can use it and not necessarily be in the ecosystem, all of Fusion, right? So they can purchase like merchandise, for an example, if they wanted to. They could even purchase energy with like BNB, for an example, or ETH. They purchase their energy, then that gives them access to either enter into the Fusion infinite money loop, or they can just basically swap it out for whatever they want at that point. So potentially swap is a good keyword there.
Yep, 100%, bro. And again, just to drive home some really important things that people need to be thinking about. So, we said all along that we had plans of a launch pad or, an incubator within our ecosystem as well. Well, just to put it in perspective, again, drop a little alpha here. What if maybe the next partnership or pre-sale opportunity that we had, what if the only way to get involved was through Fusion itself? Meaning you had to actually be able to have energy or eShare to get access to that pre-sale opportunity. And now partner protocols, they know how powerful our community is and our ecosystem. Again, we just raised $2.5 million dollars for L1X. Uh, Other partner protocols are going to be jumping at the opportunity to list in our marketplace. And so now we're also competing with large NFT marketplaces out there. And so again, that's just some longer term thinking that really shows the potential of what EMP Fusion can be. And remember, all of that will revolve around eShare. So a lot of you that have said, well, the speculative value of eShare is a lot less because now the boardroom doesn't really function, the way that it has been. Well, I say to you, just think about the massive use case for eShare that can potentially lock up even more of the circulating supply than the boardroom could have ever locked up and produce revenue through eShare with multipliers and the ability to get into pre-sales and I mean the list goes on and on. Merchandise, again, Splinterlands packs. I mean, we could do so many different things as marketplace items, but the only way to get involved is either earning energy or buying energy with eShare. So that gives amazing use case to eShare overall. So yeah, again, I think a lot of people are still absorbing all this. I know it's a lot of information. I don't want everybody to be overwhelmed. That's why we're doing this AMAs. We'll be doing these AMAs about Fusion from here on out to continue to drive that home. So, LA, did that help? I know you said you really wanted to make that comparison earlier, but is there anything more to that you want me to go into, or?
I think you guys did a really good job of explaining it all and not making it too complicated. I think you did a great job of simplifying everything. And yeah, it sounds great. There's a lot of questions.
Amazing.
So
No, I think that's great. So yeah, I'd love to move into questions, and then we have a lot more too that we want to go over with Peg and eShare and some other announcements. But yeah, let's go ahead. Again, if it's a question we can answer, we will. If we're not able to, I will say that. Just understand we're not answering it because we don't want to. We're not answering it because the time is just not ideal. So yeah. All right. Go ahead, LA, for sure.
I have them all written down. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, there's at least half of them that we just flat out can't answer tonight. But I applaud you for trying to get that juicy alpha out of us.
Yeah, totally.
I'm gonna ask one non-fusion related question first, and then we'll move to all the fusion ones. From what I have read, there is no impermanent loss with EMP ETH LP. Is that correct?
Yeah, so great question. I know, again, I don't, I'm the, between you and I, LA, we're always putting people on the spot. I don't know if Joe is available, but he did a great write-up on this. Joe, feel free to unmute yourself. But the short answer is there is not no impermanent loss, but it's very, very minimal impermanent loss. Again, there, Joe PV Trader did a spreadsheet. I think getting back to Peg, it's only like a 5% difference as if holding LP or unbreaking it and riding both the token values up. And it really is also really determining or determinant of ETH prices as well. So again, if ETH does a slow increase like EMP has over the next few weeks and months, then the chance of impermanent loss is a lot less. But if ETH goes to $4,000 tomorrow, then it definitely can throw the LP balance out of whack. But it's very, very minimal compared to most other LP pools that you're used to, because again, it's hard coded to have that 4,000 to 1 ratio. So again, hopefully that answers. And if Joe, you want to jump on later and explain, feel free. But does that help, LA? I don't know if that helps.
I think so. That was great.
Okay.
Okay, so let me find ones that I know for sure you could answer. So here's one. Cody, can batteries be turned on and off?
Yes.
All right, there you go. Some alpha. I love it. I was going to let you do that, Cody. Again, if there's anything you want to answer, or if I say we can't, but you say, yeah, we can, then go for it, bro. But yeah.
I got to give them something. They're going through the effort of putting out questions, which we really do appreciate you guys putting out those questions, even though we can't answer all of them. If it's a light enough one, AJ and I may drop some alpha for you.
Perfect,
so
brother.
Just keep them coming.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's we love this. I mean, this is why we have established ourselves, as a community that actually listens to our participants. I mean, again, we live off this interaction because maybe one of you has a great idea that we could potentially, include in Fusion down the road. So by all means, don't ever feel like, you're going to ask a stupid question or, shoot for the fences. And if we answer it, then lucky you. If we don't, then you may have to answer or ask it again down the road. But all right, awesome. Next question. Go ahead.
One that I think you could answer. Are there other things to buy in the marketplace other than energy, batteries, and boosts?
Yeah, so I was alluding to that a little bit a minute ago. But yeah, I mean, the whole idea, I know we've talked about a few things. Limited edition merchandise, the ability to get into pre-sales. Cody says the world is our oyster. So yeah, I think anything could be a marketplace item eventually. And again, even other outside the box offerings as well. I know I mentioned Splinterlands packs. Even though Splinterlands is not an EVM compatible chain, we may know somebody in a new up and coming blockchain that will be able to help us with something like that. So we definitely going to get creative on the marketplace items that will be available. So again, I don't want to drop too much alpha, but I'll let you guys run with that idea for sure. So Cody, you want to add to that?
Never thought of that. Wink, wink.
Yeah, brother, totally. Oh, I love it.
Hey, AJ.
Hey, there's Joe. Joe, what's up, brother?
I'm here.
You're here, bro. Sorry, man. I always put you on the spot. But yeah, you want to go
Not
back
at all.
to...
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna have to catch up because my wife came home after a hard day and I could tell she was a little frustrated and she was gonna hit the computer. I said, let's go grab dinner. So we ran to a local burger place, grabbed a couple drinks, couple burgers, and now we're back at it.
Now you're good.
So,
right on, brother. Yeah, no worries at all, bro. You didn't miss much. We're just giving away all the secrets to Fusion. So now you're now you're behind the 8 ball. No, just kidding. Man.
Sounds like that protocol you're talking about probably rhymes with LLX or something like that. I don't know. Maybe.
I think you might be right. Maybe. I don't know. I've heard of that. I've heard of that. But so yeah, do you?
But with that,
go ahead. Yeah.
LA talking about that question in there. Yeah, we've mentioned this in the past a few times, and we haven't talked about it in a while. But it almost acts like a stable coin because of the way EMP and Ethereum, are pegged together. The way the whole protocol is put together. So when you have like Eshare and BNB, they're not related in any way, and so there's a lot of volatility going on with those two. So you can get quite a bit of impermanent loss, but I think people get a little too wrapped up in impermanent loss. If you're just getting like, say, 5% a year, 10% a year, then sure, you got to be concerned about two assets that move independently. But the way ETH and EMP kind of move together, and even though we're below peg, let's just say EMP went from 15 cents to 30 cents. did a 2x, and let's just say Ethereum didn't move. And that's when you experience a lot of impermanent losses, when one asset moves a lot more than the other one, or one goes way up and one goes down simultaneously. But even if EMP does a 2x, which we know it's going to do, and then some, I mean, you're looking at like less than 5.5% impermanent loss. So if you put in $1,000 into an LP, you're looking at less than $80 in impermanent loss. But you also have to remember, if you've got that in the farm, you're earning every day on that. So impermanent loss becomes irrelevant within the EMP ecosystem because you can earn on your LPs. They're not sitting idle in your wallet doing nothing. So yeah, it's a good question. But when it comes to EMP ETH, I don't even sweat it. I don't even calculate it, because to me, it's all about earning in the farms, winning largest deposit in Detonator, winning lottery, and getting those E-shares and earning on those. I mean, it's amazing. You just keep earning on your earnings, and that's where the real power is, right? It's that compound earning where you're making on money that you've already earned. And that just keeps accelerating, especially if you've been here a long time. So I can't wait for Fusion to come out, because, yeah, it's going to be killer.
I love it. Absolutely, Joe. And again, that is the number one thing, if any, from any of you listen to these AMAs, whether it's with EMP, how it functions now, or EMP Fusion, how that functions. The idea is that you are actually having income producing assets. And EMP ETH LP, again, is an income producing asset. And to Joe's point, that's how the richest people in the world get their wealth, is, having a business or a rental property or anything that actually produces income for you. And you never have to worry about your principal unless you're ready to settle or move on. The idea is you just want to prioritize that earning on top of earning on top of earning. And again, EMP Fusion ticks all those boxes in a much more healthy way that eliminates the human error as well. So yeah, great points, Joe. Always appreciate you jumping on, and tell the wife I said thanks for letting you get back on for the AMA, brother, for sure. So Cody, you want to add to that, or the next question? Go ahead, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I love talking to Joe too. I mean, he's a great guy, very knowledgeable in that kind of sense too. And when it comes to the numbers of things, but I think that anybody that has listened to the AMA since the last one, when we dropped the first Fusion Alpha, and even today, I mean, from now until today, they've gotten a glimpse of what Fusion can do. And all we did is drop a name and drop a little 4-phased graph, right? Imagine what it can do once it's in full force, right?
Totally. Yeah, no, absolutely. Again, that's why I get so excited. I know all of us behind the scenes have just been saying, man, look what we've been able to convey to the community. And again, like you said, Cody, one infographic and a few AMAs. Wait until EMP Fusion is out. We're doing a full marketing campaign around it. Again, I'm on every AMA that you've seen over the last year and a half. We get on all the AMAs all over again. We show people how this is a much better, more sustainable way to move forward. I mean, again, I'm so excited for the potential that this has. Not financial advice, and again, please, keep your FOMO in check. But it's definitely happening. So awesome stuff. All right, LA, we have more questions, or go ahead.
Oh yeah.
All right, awesome. Yeah.
Can you buy a portion? It says of an NFT. I'm assuming it means a battery. If it's too expensive to buy a whole one.
Yeah, so I mean, generally speaking, the answer is no. If an NFT is a certain price, then that's what you have to pay for it. But the idea is that we're going to have different levels. Again, here's some more alpha for you. That would be, a way to either combine NFTs or batteries, or have it at a price point that will match your overall investment. So in other words, we wouldn't want to gatekeep a battery of $1,000 when you only have $100 in the ecosystem. So it will be fair in terms of dollar value. Again, we're not ready to release the exacts behind that, but you will have to buy the whole NFT at a time. But there'll be options for everybody depending on how they want to play the game. And some of the NFTs, some of the power packs and the batteries are very powerful. So those will obviously be a much higher price, or we'll have ways to again get to that ability to buy it over time for those that want to focus on compounding. So again, that's a lot of alpha for you. So man, I don't know if we should be doing these questions. They're getting it all out of me, Cody. So yeah, anything you want to add to that?
You
Again,
should
bro.
see the ones I'm avoiding.
Oh
Oh,
man, I love
geez.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll add a little bit to that. Since you dropped that alpha, the big thing when we were designing this is that our play is not to sell NFTs to capture revenue for the fusion thing. Like the NFTs are meant to work for you, and we're basically selling the utility behind the NFT,
Totally.
not necessarily the NFT itself. And so therefore we took a different approach. And in my opinion, if Joe can take his wife to go get 2 drinks and 2 hamburgers, maybe a thing of fries, he'll be easily able to afford an NFT.
Totally. There you go. I love it, Cody. Yeah, and again, just like we did with Detonator Defenders and Sentinel Squadrons, we focus on utility with NFTs, and I can guarantee you that whatever price they end up being will be more than worth it in terms of utility that you're able to earn, even that much more within Fusion. So yeah, I definitely don't want people to get worried about not being able to afford anything in the ecosystem. And it doesn't give an unfair advantage either. That's another thing that we really took a lot of time in, is that obviously we don't want it to be a situation where whales are able to unfairly earn by being able to afford larger positions. But again, those people are also putting way more money in the ecosystem. So we do our best to balance, the fairness element. But no matter what happens, everybody will be able to earn no matter what their investment or position in the protocol is. So we took a lot of care in working the numbers on that for sure.
Man, there's some good questions.
Are
Totally.
batteries like resource storage in a base building game, with the excess production being sold back to the central grid because your storage isn't big enough?
Man, I love this question. Who asked this? Because they need to be part of the team. I love it. Yeah, yeah. I could not have made a better analogy. Cody, I mean, that's essentially exactly how this is going to operate, right?
Yep.
Yeah, word for word. So again, whoever that was, send me a DM and we may have you be a consultant. So I love it.
Sorry, I copied and pasted into a document. I didn't copy down who said what.
All right, yeah, no worries. Again, they can reach out, but yeah, that was literally verbatim, how we have done this. And to that point, I mean, Cody, the idea is that we want to make this fun, and we want to make it a game, where you can apply that sort of base building mentality to what we're doing here, right? I don't know if you want to elaborate on that a little, Cody, for sure, but yeah.
Yeah. So there's a game I like to play with my brothers, and it's called Twilight Imperium, and a lot of the different phases, I guess you could say, these 3-4 phases are basically kind of similar to a phase game that's played like that. So if you know anything about that game, you'll understand what Fusion could be. So I probably should put an affiliate link in the thing so that I can get credit for driving everybody to Twilight Imperium now. But anyways.
Yeah, tell him Cody from with the EMP sent you. I love it. Yeah, totally. Awesome. All right, LA, we got more.
I
Keep
think
them
you guys
rolling.
are doing. I think you guys are doing too good of a job of answering these. Honestly,
I know. That's what I said. Maybe we made the cut it short. If we do this,
we might
if
have
we
to
keep
pick
going.
we might have to pick like 2 more questions because I could tell we're getting into a territory that's dangerous.
They're pushing boundaries.
Yeah.
They totally are pushing boundaries.
Can you tell us? Can you just shed some light on a little bit about like holding positions outside of our protocol, like the growth BDCs, upEMP, and how people might handle the positions that they hold in outside ecosystems?
Yeah, no doubt. So again, this is kind of going to be a borderline of what we can and can't answer. But what I can say is none of those outside contracts are getting left behind. So we've again taken many hours of care and consideration on making sure that all those are accounted for, and so that will be made much more clear when we announce this next step. Again, this big event we keep talking about in between now and the launch of EMP Fusion. But yeah, the short answer is as of right now, none of the partnerships or outside contracts are going to be negatively affected. If anything, they become more powerful with Fusion. I would say the only thing that probably will be going away, just because we're moving to protocol-owned emissions, is the outside outer compounders. So the Magic vaults, the Yield Wolf vaults, the Dex5 vaults. Maybe we may have a solution for that. So that might not be going away. Again, we love Dex Finance, and we're gonna do what we can to work with them. But the LP rewards will work much differently. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, I mean, the idea is that nobody is negatively impacted. In fact, a lot of these outside contracts may get even more powerful when Fusion is live, and that'll make a lot more sense when we're able to update all of you on the next few steps. So.
And again, it's not a fire sale. There's no rush to get to the door first. There'll be plenty of time. You'll be well educated on what steps you need to take on every component of the ecosystem, even outside stuff if that matters. Just keep that in mind.
Yep, 100%.
Okay, we're going to answer one more question and then we're going to move on to the next section of the AMA.
All right, sounds great,
Do we get a microgrid NFT when we deposit our EMP?
That's
Cody?
a pretty simple
Yeah,
question.
I was going to say, exactly.
Yep.
The answer is yes.
LA, do you want to? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead,
Yes,
LA.
you do.
I stole your thunder, sorry. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is how the NFT will be minted, so yes, 100%.
Awesome. Thank you for all your incredible questions. You guys love to push our boundaries. Good job. Way to go. You got a lot of alpha out of us that we didn't intend to share. So good job.
Yeah, I know, man. Totally. Well, man, we were saying, oh, we're just going to make this a simple AMA. We're going to go over everything that we already went over, make sure everybody gets it 100%. And then, bam, you guys are getting all the juicy alpha out of us. But yeah, it will be an ongoing process. And please don't ever feel like you're asking, a dumb question, or, even if you're not comfortable with this yet, make sure that you're speaking up, because it is imperative that all of you are 100% confident in what we're doing, because again, like Cody said, it's like a snowball. So what we release next will build on top of all this information that we've given you. So you want to make sure you understand the fundamentals forwards and backwards, so that you can again be prepared for everything that's coming. And, you know, the whole idea is not to make it complicated. So if there's ways that we can simplify this, by all means, we're trying to do that. You know, that base building analogy was great. We'll have videos coming out, the whiteboard explainer style videos, you know, part of the EMP Academy upgrades. We'll have all this as well. But we want to design it through, and this will also be more apparent when we release the new website. But the idea is that we don't want people to be overwhelmed to have a finance degree to get into Fusion. We want to make it, you know, as simple as it possibly can be. All you gotta know is get your you know, microgrid and start earning. That's that simple. Is all you have to do to get involved. So all of that will be coming 100%.
Amazing. So pumped.
All right, perfect. So I guess on that note, we're just going to go over a few other things. So Cody, we're going to let you go, brother. But was there anything else you wanted to add, or any last minute things on the agenda? Go ahead, brother.
No, I can't wait to read through the Telegram, Discord, and all of the YouTube questions and see where people are going to take this alpha we dropped this time to them. So
yes, no doubt. So awesome, Cody. Well, thank you for everything. And again, we'll be releasing more over the next few AMAs. Cody probably won't be here on every AMA, but when we're ready to release the next bit of, you know, juicy alpha, he'll be back to tag team the AMAs with us. So thank you again, Cody, and really excited for what's coming.
Yep, thanks for having me.
All right,
Thank you,
later.
Cody.
Yep, see ya.
All right, awesome, guys. There you go. So, all right, we have a few more updates, and then we'll wrap it up again. I know a lot of these AMAs have been going over the hour just because we are so excited for what's coming. We want to make sure that we are very good communicators with all of you, so there is no, you know, expectation. And again, everybody's prepared for what's coming. So, all right, PEG and Eshare prices are on fire again. We're not big on the charts, but man, does that EMP and Eshare chart look sexy, especially the EMP chart, man. That is a slow and methodical up and to the right as we regain peg. I could not be happier with the direction we're going. And again, there may be some volatility. We may see EMP and Eshare, you know, go down in the short term. But that's an opportunity for those of you that are still trying to accumulate, you know, buy the dip, as that's what they always say. Again, not financial advice, but an opportunity to get in at a great price, relatively speaking. So, LA, I know you've been in the chats. Everybody's really, like I said earlier, a new fire in their belly on the ecosystem, right?
Yes, I mean, the excitement and buzz is off the charts as we get closer and closer to Fusion. And hopefully you're not sick of me saying this by now, but get prepared.
Totally.
You know, every week we give you more and more alpha, and you understand more and more why we've been saying the things that we've been saying about how to get prepared, why we've been giving you that treasure map with the red dots that lead to the big X in the middle and telling you exactly how to get prepared, why we've been trying to help you get prepared at the best possible prices before they skyrocket when we get back to peg. And so, as you can see, every single time we get on one of these AMAs, every time we drop a graphic, every time, you know, we explain just a little bit more about Fusion, the prices keep going up and up, peg keeps going up and up. And so if you've been waiting on the sidelines and just watching, waiting for everyone else to take action, and you want to take action when everyone else does, that's okay, but it's just going to come at a higher price tag. And I think you're seeing that now is that time when everyone's starting to do that. And as we get closer and those prices get higher, the speed and momentum in which it's going to happen is going to get faster. and have more force behind it. And so we can already see today, just while we've been on this AMA, it's gone up. So I want to see each and every one of you who are the ones that are faithful and loyal and come to all these AMAs and show up and put the time in and invest in your investment. I want to see all of you in the best possible position, setting yourselves up. And so we've been saying for a reason that you're going to need EMP and eShare. If you already have enough and you feel like you're in a great position, amazing. If you feel like you'd like to take the opportunity to stack up more while you're in a great buying position, that's amazing also. We're not here telling you what to do, but we are here to kind of advise on how to prepare should you, want those little clues that we've been giving. So
Totally. Absolutely, LA. And again, I mean, everybody is gonna. I think people are finally starting to get it, but it's why. How is this gonna be accomplished? And the answer is that Fusion has literally been designed to not only get us back to peg, but to stay at peg indefinitely. And I know, those are big claims. When I said when, not if, when we pull this off. I think that we're going to have some news-worthy, articles in that alone, meaning one of the only seigniorage protocols, not only to last more than a year, but to go from, a 0.2 peg back to peg, that is absolutely revolutionary. And so with, over millions of dollars in liquidity, it's unheard of. And so all of that will be happening. And to LA's point, if you're a person that wants to, sit back and act after everybody else, that's okay. But you got to realize that's not how you make gains. You make gains by buying when everybody is fearful, and again capitalizing on the upside potential. And I think that we've illustrated all the real reasons of how we're gonna recover. And not only recover but maintain. So again, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. No expectation of profit from the work of others. This is simply code on the internet. And I know, again, even being team lead here and part of the team, LA, I'm sure as well. We're making sure our bags are packed as well because it's only a matter of time. And the only way to earn will be having, again, ownership in Fusion and therefore having enough EMP and eShare for the future. So, yeah.
Absolutely. I have two more things to say on that note. One, don't wait till the white paper comes out if you are planning on stacking up more. I've said this before, but there are things that are going to be written in the white paper, and there are things that are going to happen prior that are going to help us greatly in getting back to peg. It's hard for me to say more without saying it all, so that's where I'll leave that. But if you wait until the white paper comes out, that is literally when the movement is going to be moving at quite a rapid pace. If I were to predict, I don't have a crystal ball, of course. So if you do have plans to stack up, try to do so prior to that, because those are going to be events that are going to encourage lots of buying on EMP and eShare. I gave all of you a challenge to hit a milestone about a week and a half ago, and we absolutely smoked it out of the water. I believe our goal was $100 eShare, and I don't know what the peg was. Was it point? What was it, AJ? You're good.
Oh,
You're
can you hear
unmuted.
me? Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
guys. Yeah, no,
What
I
was
think
it? Point
we were,
3, 2,
yeah,
3,
I was
1?
just gonna say point 3, point 2, it was at point 231, I think. Yeah,
Oh yeah, it
yeah,
was still in the twos.
it
Yeah,
was
so
in
it was
twos. Yeah.
0.23. It was 0.23, and it was $100 eShare. And can you even believe that was less than 2 weeks ago? And like, we are significantly above that now. We absolutely crushed that goal and soared way above it in less than a week. And I'm getting that feeling again. So like I told you back then, to get to any goal, the best way to get there so that it doesn't feel overwhelming and that it's achievable is to take it in bite-sized pieces. So I would like to throw out a new milestone to the community, and that is 0.4 peg and $300 eShare by the end of the week. That is the milestone and goal that I'm throwing out there. Let's hit that. Let's stay above it, and let's keep on rising all the way to the top. If you're with me, let's see a LFG in the comments, and let's all effing do it.
I love it. Hell yeah, LA, man, you got me hyped. Oh, geez, I can't control it. I gotta type LFG in the chat. But yes, 100%. And you know, I was wondering how LA was gonna explain this without giving away too much, but she is 100% on point. Do not wait for the white paper, because there is vital information in that white paper that will do absolute wonders for PEG. And you know, we learned our lesson with Sentinel Squadron. I think, you know, we tried the hype was almost too much, and we got right to PEG, but we got right to PEG in a matter of days, and so. Because of that, we weren't really able to maintain PEG, and there was a lot of volatility, a lot of swing trading. Well, the whole idea now is this slow and steady regain of PEG, and that puts us in a major sustainable position where the chart looks great. People are getting in at a fair price. Nobody is getting, you know, front run. We're able to prepare. We're able to build liquidity, all of the above. So that slow stair step up is much more healthy. And again, you know, once the white paper drops, that will be, you know, the last few points of PEG that are almost a guarantee once that info is out there. So again, it's not if, it's when. And you know, all of you that are here for the long run, again, that's another beautiful part about Fusion, is that anybody trying to swing trade, you know, yeah, they may be able to make a little bit in the short term, but if they're going to want to participate in Fusion, they have to hold EMP or eShare. So again, you know, anybody trying to swing trade or you know, just buy in for the short term, they're not going to get nearly the gains that all of you building your positions will be getting. And you know, all of that could be extremely lucrative. I mean, we don't even know what kind of volume the DEX will do, but if it does anything near what we are anticipating over the next year, it could be literally tens of thousands of dollars a day that will be distributed through Fusion and all of you that have microgrids. So really exciting. Yeah, go ahead, LA. Yeah.
I mean, if history is any proof of the future, look what we were able to do in a month. So is that any indication of what the DEX is going to do?
Yeah, no doubt, 100%. Again, I'm too bullish. So, oh, good stuff.
I mean, I believe that it's about the, you know, the people building a project, and obviously we can't predict the future, but if like the, you know, the kind of team that we're building behind that project and this one are all the kind of people that never give up and shoot for the stars and beyond. And so I have no doubt in my mind that's going to be wildly successful.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, AJ, I got to talk
ahead,
again,
Joe.
because it's
I love
funny.
it.
I know LA's busting at the seams that she wants to just jump up and down and tell everybody everything. And I know you're refraining from saying, you know, all the details, and everybody loves getting alpha on these calls. But, you know, it's funny. I just sit here chuckling a little bit, and I know everyone wants to pry open that can and see what's inside Fusion, and you know, so do I. But, you know, from day one, all I did was just listen to the AMAs and pick out a few little nuggets each time and just sit down and say, okay, what do I need to do moving forward? And, you know, I'm glad everybody likes my spreadsheets and calculations, and that's awesome. I'm happy to share all that. And I've helped a lot of people one-on-one, you know, kind of tweak their settings within the protocol. But, you know, all I did was every time something comes out and you form a new partnership and you explain what's going on and LA explains new things that are coming, it's just, you just got to listen. There's really no reading between the lines or dissecting it. LA just said, like, hey, you know, PEG is going to happen. You've said PEG will happen, you know, and it's been a while, but even during this bear market and losing PEG, from day one, I just followed direction of, you know, the people who've succeeded in the past, people like you, people like Bo, other people in the community. And, you know, I got heavy into the detonator. I was a month late. I got into that. I was reluctant to get into Reactor, but you said, you know, hey, this is big, and I got into that, and you know, and then nodes, and I got into nodes pretty early because I knew that they were pretty powerful. You know, when we were at PEG, they were paying like crazy. Granted, the price was a little higher, but that didn't matter. So over all these months, you know, I just followed direction. I've been able to attain a top 5 position in Reactor, Detonator. When you started that partnership with Splinterland, I was very reluctant. It took me like 4 or 5 AMAs, and I finally jumped in after I heard that's where you made a big amount, was getting in early with that. And you know, my 40,000 EMP investment in that is now over $100,000. I ended 13th place in the last tournament, and that was all automated with me doing nothing. That was me going in twice a week to just really collect my rewards.
I love it.
And just kind of see where I am. So, you know, the people that were selling EMP in a panic because, you know, the whole market was crashing, I put that EMP to use without hurting the protocol. And to me, I felt a little guilty. I'm like, here I am moving over $40,000 worth of EMP. But again, it's not hurting the protocol because of the partnership you set up. And that 40,000 is now over 100,000. And even better than that, that 106,000 is earning me income every day when I'm out having the burger and the fries with my wife. It's all automated. I'm earning in Detonator. I'm earning in Reactor. I took my liquid EMP getting ready for Fusion. I moved that all into upEMP early on. That's earning every single day. I've got Eshare. When we were talking about the 2 tokens you need is EMP and Eshare. I loaded up on Eshare when we were below $100, you know, and I grabbed a good amount when it was around 80, 85, and they're up over 70% now. And we're just warming up. Like LA said, she wants to get to 300. We broke 100, no problem. I'm at 70% from when I bought at the bottom. And I just buy with those little dips and earning in the farms. It's like multiple moving parts, all generating income that you take a little bit of profit when you need it, and the rest just gets rolled back in to earn more profit. So I've got like 7 streams of income all working together like a beautiful machine. And with Fusion, I'm ready because I don't need to know what's coming next. I know I need eShare and I need EMP, and I have both of those ready to go. And I'm really excited for this to go forward.
I love it, Joe. Man, again, brother, I always appreciate you jumping on because, you know, for me, and I can hear it in your voice, Joe, you know, yes, you're an Army member. Yes, you're, you know, very close to the protocol, but literally everything you just said is the exact same opportunity that every single person in our ecosystem has had. You know, minnow, whale, it doesn't matter. It's about literally applying everything that we have built in the most efficient way possible. Again, it's impossible to lose. And I know that sounds crazy. Again, not financial advice. But as long as you are picking up those nuggets, you know, those people, again, Joe just outlined about 7 different ways that he has been able to capitalize no matter what the market does, you know, and that is just so powerful and a true testament to what we have built here. And that is the same opportunity that all of you have, at this very moment. Again, not even waiting for Fusion to be here. And once Fusion is here, all of those, again, revenue streams will be even more powerful and much easier to manage, much easier to understand. So it will be a true win-win for everybody. And yeah, I appreciate all the kind words, Joe, and it really means a lot, that you have applied everything that we've said and have become, somewhat of a success story out of it for sure. And Splinterlands is a great example. I mean, go back and listen to some of the AMAs that when we first announced that partnership, and you can hear the journey that Joe had from, the very beginning. I know it took me a lot of convincing, but I'm glad that he finally jumped in and again built a six-figure portfolio in Splinterlands. And we have some news. Hopefully, we'll be able to share on the next AMA about Splinterlands as well. So even more stuff coming as well with that. But again, thanks for jumping on as always, Joe. And anybody that wants a real life example of what you can do within the ecosystem, Joe is a wealth of knowledge for any of you. So much love, brother. Thank you. All right, awesome. So, all right, LA, we have one last bit of news, and then we're going to wrap it up again. Another very long AMA. I'm out of breath already, but and that is our Spritz partnership. So, again, we have a new affiliate link. A lot of you have been using it already. It's already earning money for EMP. Again, all of our affiliate links are accumulated, and then we buy and burn EMP. I should have an announcement on Telegram about a check from Ledger that we got. I'll be able to document that commission for our Ledger, and that'll be more buying and burning of EMP this week. And then, yeah, Spritz has an affiliate link as well that we have had multiple signups already. Spritz is very, very powerful. It's a way to pay and cash out through any crypto and directly into your bank account or to pay your bills. And they even have a credit card that you can use that acts as a prepaid credit card that you just load your BNB onto and literally spend it anywhere. So you're able to buy pizza or coffee or anything with actual crypto. It's very powerful. So I know I've been using it. LA, you're a fan, right? LA, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
Totally.
So, and we
And
do. Yeah, oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, LA, please.
oh, I was just gonna say we've been coordinating. We're gonna be getting Chris, the CEO, on here soon. Probably not onto our evening AMAs, but onto a separate special AMA just for Spritz. Very soon. We're just coordinating schedules. We're going to be organizing that, and we'll be announcing it.
Perfect. Yep, that's what I was gonna say. Definitely drop that bit of incoming alpha. Again, they're great, great people over at Spritz, and so we'll have a separate AMA specifically about that. And again, not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but there could be a lot of potential partnership and integration with Fusion as well. Again, and not only an off ramp, but an on ramp down the road too. So all of that will make it even more easy to onboard new users in the ecosystem. So lots of awesome stuff happening. And again, if you already have a Spritz account, please consider making a new one with a different email address and our affiliate link as well. So and again, support your support the ecosystem by investing in your investment. So, all right. I think that's it then, LA. Yeah, any final words or anything we missed? Go ahead, absolutely.
We have Aaron and Vino who want to pop on, I believe.
Guys, I'll go first real quick.
Absolutely, Aaron. Go ahead, brother.
Do we still call ourselves emperors, or are we going to become fusionaires?
I love it, brother. Oh, I would say that's up to you. I know I'll always be an emperor. But yeah, no, fusionaires, and there was another name that I saw. I think Connie posted it. I thought was really good. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah. To each their own, brother. Whatever you want to go, that's what I'll call you, Aaron, for sure. Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks, guys.
All right, brother. Perfect. I love it. So, all right, and then Vino, I think as well. Vino, you there?
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, brother. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. I'm not going to keep you too late here. I had a couple other questions, but it's been running long, so I'll just omit a couple.
Okay.
But I want
Go
to,
ahead, brother.
if you could speak on the batteries real quick. I know Cody's gone, but earlier it was said that batteries could be turned off and on, and excess energy, like in a base builder game, if there wasn't enough to fill it up, it would be sold back, obviously. But can the inverse be true as well, where batteries can be power cycled multiple times in one day?
Yeah. So yeah, I can answer for Cody, and the short answer would be yes. So again, even more bullish for potentially stacking your batteries, and that will play into again the game theory substantially. And again, there's another mechanism in terms of those NFTs that make it really powerful as well. And the goal as of right now. Again, a lot of this is subject to change, but it will also be something that can possibly move with your NFT or your microgrid as well. So in other words, you wouldn't have to worry about spending a bunch of money on batteries because when you sell it, that will also be included. So again, we've done everything we can to avoid sunk costs as well. I know that was a big criticism, especially with Detonator and Reactor. We want to make it to where, if you do choose to exit, not only are you able to exit, but you're able to do it in a way that doesn't hurt the protocol either. So yeah, that's all on the agenda for sure, Vino.
Awesome. I just wanted to ask that. I figured if the excess was sold back to the central grid, the inverse would be the same. So that all sounds good. And the only other question that I have, which is prying a little bit on the timeline of Fusion, is Fusion going to launch and then we're going to have a marketing push like normal, or will it launch and then, well, I think I said that backwards, or is marketing coming first and then Fusion?
Yeah, so another great question, and again, I don't know, I'm not 100% ready to answer it, but hypothetically speaking, I think that just based on, again, getting the word out there and making it a very seamless user experience, that we would have a version of Fusion live before we actually do the large marketing campaign, because, again, we want all of you to help us. I mean, it's been what we've seen all along with the academy. We want the protocol to be functioning, and then have all of you help us be, great ambassadors for the protocol. So yeah, again, take that information with what you will. But again, most likely the marketing will be very shortly after Fusion is actually running, and that also helps us. We would hate to drive, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of advertising to, something that isn't out yet, or, isn't functioning properly. So again, hopefully that helps. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it definitely helped me. Got to save the alpha for the end, of course. So I know
Absolutely.
I'll have my Twitter thumbs ready.
I love it, man. Yes, and thank you for all your help as well, Vino. While you're on, I know, again, not to put you on the spot, but any updates on Magik? I know we're still trying to coordinate with them on some tournaments, but hopefully sometime in the next few weeks we'll have an update for everybody, right? Is that where we're at? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. So moving forward, the plan is to have them weekly. I'm kind of just sitting, in the background, just waiting for the 3D implementation, and then I'm going to make a video on the walkthrough for everybody. how to start, how to get your weapon, how to get your EMP detonator in the game, so on and so forth. But as far as updates, the game's actually looking to push towards a native chain asset for in-game purchases. So if the user's playing on Phantom, they could use Phantom to buy in-game assets, AVAX on AVAX chain, so on and so forth. And it's not going to detract from Magik, having value in the Magik token to buy in-game assets. It's actually, what it'll actually do is turn Magik into a rev share token where you can stake your Magik and then you earn a portion of the in-game revenue. So I think that that's going to go really well. And they're actually looking to launch a Steam game. I'm not trying to keep you too long. I'm just going off.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it, bro. Go ahead. Yeah, again, the best alpha for the end. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, they're looking to launch on Steam, and the Steam version will run 1-to-1 with the crypto NFT side. So it's not like one version of the game is running on crypto and the other one's on Web 2. But the reason behind that is to really just drive more revenue into World of Magik and get more eyes on the game for the development side, because they could suck in developers and then really build out the game to how they see it going, which I'm super excited for. And just one last thing on with getting eyes on it and revenue. If anybody knows of any hackathons on Phantom Network or any other network, please DM me and then I will forward it to the team, because they're looking to enter into more hackathons. That way they can generate organic revenue and onboard more devs and build out the game even further. So that would be much appreciated.
Awesome, brother. Yes, great updates, Vino. And again, man, we'll have him. We'll have Vino back. Vino is our guild master in Magic World, so we'll have Vino on, as well as Avery, Big Weapon, and Owen to give some updates on Magic when they have a little more to reveal. But yeah, they're doing a full overhaul in terms of the way the game looks. They're moving to a full 3D rendered model, which again, I've seen some previews and it's spectacular, all using the Unreal Engine, again, and the economics, and again, all of you that bought NFTs, everything under the hood is still functioning 100% as it is now. It's just going to be a whole new visual identity, which should really help new users as well. So, all right, awesome. Well, again, on that note, we're going to wrap it up. Another long AMA, almost 2 hours tonight. Man, time flies when you're excited for the future. So, LA, any final words before we head off this evening? Go ahead.
Let's smash that goal out of the water. Thank you guys for joining us. Super excited for all of us, for everyone. There's so much ahead to look forward to, and we will keep you updated every step of the way.
Amazing. Absolutely. Again, thank you, LA, for all the hard work. All the team members behind the scenes. Again, Jake, our lead developer, Jake's been killing it. The Avant-Garde team, again, we've brought on a bunch of new devs. They've been absolutely crushing it. And all of you, the community, again, educating people about Fusion. Those that have written off EMP and said, hey, EMP, isn't that protocol dead? Weren't they at 0.2 peg? Well, again, share the news and say, yeah, well, actually, they're doing some pretty awesome stuff. We've already recovered some peg very nicely so far, and here's how we're gonna recover it fully. Again, no need to shill. Just start getting the word out there on the potential that we're implementing. So thanks to all of you. Again, I say it every AMA, we have the best community in crypto, hands down. Whether you call yourselves, again, emperors or empresses or fusionaires, I love it, Aaron. So anything you want to call yourself, but we're all part of this amazing community here. And thanks to all of you for the hard work and the support over the last year and a couple of months. It'll be, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, 10 years that we're all still here and EMP is functioning. So, all right, everybody. Again, join us on Thursdays or at Mondays and Thursdays at 6:45 Eastern for these AMAs. We'll have even more things to go over on the next one. I think we're going to do a lot of talking about Impulse and Pulse Chain on the next AMA. So make sure you tune in for that. I know a lot of you have been asking. So, all right, everybody. Again, appreciate all of you. And if we didn't get to your question, again, please feel free to ask in our socials and join us on the next one. So, good night, good day. We'll see you on Thursday.